I'm Jose,
I'm Leeann.
and we are Two Most Wanted.
Well, hello, gang. This is something new. I apologize if I don't sound as clear as I normally do. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see that I do not have the glamorous lighting and the flawless look that Jose brings to our podcast. That's because I'm flying solo today. So that's fucking terrifying. I have done a lot of podcasts, over the last, I don't even know, 15 years. And I've co-hosted on many. I have been a guest on Sirius Radio, regular radio, all that. And I have never, ever done a solo episode. So this is nerve-wracking, new territory. We love that. My schedule has been insane. And I've been traveling a lot. I travel for work. I'm sure you've listened to other episodes by now, but if you haven't, I am a model, traveling model, nude model, fetish performer. I work in the kink world and live the lifestyle, as well as work as a dom for sessions and have session clients. So I juggle those three things, plus college, plus this podcast. And as of recently, I am now calling myself a writer. I've been writing my whole life, but most recently I wrote a short play and showed it to a colleague, and he took an interest in it. And so we're talking about a short film, and we're talking about adding more to the short play to make it a full-length play. And so I am writing on what limited free time I have. So there hasn't been a lot of time for me to get to Brooklyn to see Jose and record. So, and my microphone is there, and all of the cool lighting, and all of the talent that Jose brings to making this podcast look beautiful. And having someone to talk to. Like, I'm talking to myself right now. How weird. I mean, you might hear my cat meow in the background because he absolutely thinks I'm conversing with him. And I love that for us. And you might hear a train. You might hear sirens because New York. Yes, I've been busy traveling. Recently, I was in Texas. I was in Tampa, Florida, for Fetish Con. And our next episode will dive deeply into my fun experiences there. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but on this episode, I will touch on kink quite a bit because Jose and I have been covering the topics of burnout, hustle culture, and alternative modalities for dealing with those things. We have been experiencing, both Jose and I, some massive burnout. I can say that mine has come with extreme fatigue. If you heard me talk in previous episodes about perimenopause, yes, I do have perimenopause, like the very early stages of perimenopause, causing extreme anxiety, random hot flashes. I am so tired. I'm now taking iron. And my schedule is crazy. I mean, all the work I do is really physical. And shit, if you listen to the episodes, I'm 40. So, damn, like I need to sit down sometimes. It's a lot. And so it's normal to experience burnout in your life when you are just doing the most every single day and you're exhausted. But it really does cause things that you don't even think about, like forgetfulness. My ADHD has been through the roof. It's usually very manageable. Lately, I'm like, shit, do I need medication? Like, this is really bad. So I've had to, I want to say take a step back, but that's a lie. I came back from FetCon, and I think I took like 2 days where I did the minimal, which is hard for me. I did the absolute minimum that I could do for those 2 days and just thought about what I need to do to get out of this burnout because I'm like a loose cannon. Like when your brain is fried like this, you're not good to do a lot of things. Like thankfully, knock on wood somewhere, I'm a good driver. But like, man, I am tired and stressed and short-tempered, and it is not good being on the road like that. I am always on the road. Yeah, moo. Exactly. He's meowing. I am always on the road or on a plane. And being short-tempered, that ain't it. So, my friends have said, oh, well, you live in New York, you could just smoke weed every day. I'm like, yeah, I would love to, but I try to lead a mostly sober life. I say California sober. I will smoke a little weed, but it's majority CBD over THC. And I feel like this is getting lower and lower. Weird. And uh yeah, I need like I need just like to be grounded is what I need. I need to fix the problem. I need to get to the root cause. It's I don't need to smoke something. I need to fix what's wrong, right? I need to stop feeling so burnt out, which means ultimately I need to recalibrate my life because you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different outcomes, right? So, yeah, my life causes me burnout and I'm working on that. And the hustle culture. Jose touched on, being a New Yorker, living in New York, being born and raised here, and like what that does to your nervous system. I know previously we spoke about my trip to Japan and how my nervous system was really at peace there, and I didn't feel the same like emergency to do things constantly that I feel here in New York. There's a pulse here that I personally enjoy. I know Jose feels differently about New York, but I personally enjoy the pulse and pace that comes with living here. Um, I know that when I travel and I come back here, I feel this electricity that moves through my body that makes me really love being here. So, that being said, is it healthy for me to live in New York? Oh no, no, it is not. New York has done damage to my nervous system. Um, but it feels imperative for me career wise and because I love a challenge and I am constantly challenged here. When I did not live in New York, I lived in Atlanta for 2 years and I did not feel that pulse. I lost that challenge. And I kind of felt like I was losing purpose, which was literally depressing me and a reason why I was on medication when I left there. So things have gotten better for me here. However, feeling that hustle, that vibe, um, and also being attracted to that. When I date, I tend to date people who are equally ambitious as I am. They are also successful, if not more successful than I am. They are talented, if not more talented than I am. Because I know, well, first of all, because that's fucking sexy, period. But also, I know that they will understand my chaos if they are the same way. So that makes dating difficult, um, which doesn't help the burnout when you don't have that fun balance, that romantic love interest balance doesn't exist there. Because dating is so hard when you're doing all of the things. I got off the app. I kind of like gave up on dating, and I fail at it. I'm always moving, right? So my options are either to be with someone who is fixed while I move around a lot, and then will I even find that exciting and attractive? I mean, maybe. I mean, I do find stability very sexy, especially when I'm moving around seemingly unstable because I'm not in a fixed position most of the time. Or I want to be with someone who is long distance because then we have our own chaos and we come together to be, to focus and give each other our undivided attention for those moments wherever we come together. Or, uh, yeah, does not date, which seems to be easier for me right now because I can't be responsible for someone else's problems and emotions and even their joy. I can't be a part of it if I'm so burnt out from my own life. It feels selfish to me. And so I try to stay in my own little work box, which I know is so not healthy. But that's that hustle culture that I feel like I need to have all these jobs. I enjoy doing a lot of things and I want to do a lot and I don't want to half-ass those things. I like to, if you know my work as Leeann Lux, I like to use my whole ass in everything that I do. So no half-assing things here, okay? different modalities that I have used to combat burnout, to navigate hustle culture. Like a lot of people, going to the gym. The gym I find to be painfully fucking boring because I grew up a performing arts kid and I need more than, my brain just needs more than like pick things up, put things down. So I got a trainer and got into weightlifting. That has been immense. That has done a lot for me mentally and physically because now I actually do see the results in the photos that I get back from photographers, and that feels good. But that's something common, right, that people use. Therapy, I've been like a therapy advocate. I mean, I'm in school to be a therapist and a counselor. I'm very pro therapy. But I also am deeply aware that is such a privilege to obtain. Hi, Moo. Moo's chasing a fly near me. I am privileged enough to be able to afford a therapist and have a therapist that works with me on a sliding scale. So she's charging me like half of what she normally gets, which is a lot. So I get why some of you are like, no, therapy is expensive. I get it. It is. I'm fortunate to have friends that work in the field, psychiatrist friends and therapy friends, and they've said that there are resources to finding free therapy. So highly recommend looking for those. And also, I noticed in the pandemic, I felt more inclined, I guess, to reach out because I was, single and living on my own to groups. And I know Facebook sounds archaic, especially if some of you are really young and like do not do the Facebooking because you do the TikToking. But my brain is too much of a dinosaur for the TikToking, so I still occasionally do the Facebooking. These groups that are free have like people who are just like you. So whatever your thing is, like I deal with some PTSD, a little OCD, I'm queer, I'm LGBTQ, I have all the letters of the alphabet because I'm a greedy little Aries bitch, okay? And so they have all these groups with all these letters and anything. I am also in a like naked plant group. I have Moo in a cow-cat club group. So you can find groups for burnout. You can find groups for all kinds of things and just listen to other people talk about shit and go, oh shit, yeah, I feel like that too. And like just vibe with them because it's healthier for us to communicate with other people, exist with other people in the world and not feel like we're going through this shit alone. And if you're like me and you don't have time to date and you hardly have time to see your friends and you can't even see one of your best friends to do your freaking podcast, sometimes you just need to remind yourself that you're not actually alone. You're just busy, and that's okay. And you can reach out to various groups and not feel so alone when you're on the road or doing whatever it is that you do. Maybe you have all the resources and you just want to be anonymous in your problem. That's something you could do. You can be in these groups and be anonymous and just vent and see, obviously these people are not doctors, they're not therapists, but just see what other people's 2 cents are. That doesn't hurt, I don't think. Another modality of mine for dealing with burnout and hustle culture and trying to like woosah my life and calm down and find peace. Kink. Kink, if you will. Is this thing sliding down or am I losing my mind? I think that it's sliding down, but I probably have lost my mind. Okay. Hear me out. Normal people hear about kink and they're like, oh, instantly their brain is like sex. That is not the case. Kink does not mean that you are nude. Kink does not mean that you are having sex. Now, when I tell people that bondage relaxes me, they think I'm insane. Fair. Because I am. But also, being tied keeps me from obviously it keeps me from moving, but it keeps me from thinking about all the things that I need to be doing because I can't. Okay, there's that psychological switch in there that goes, well, you can't move. So You can't go do the dishes right now, and you can't go do the laundry right now, and you can't go finish writing that paragraph, and you can't go online to check your schoolwork or your emails, and did you return the text to that girl and that person, and that guy said this, did you respond to about the directions and the references to the... All of that goes away for me when I'm just tied. There's this peace, there's this serenity that happens for me. Now, I'm not telling you you need to go out and do bondage. And please don't do these things with amateurs, for the love of God. Get yourself a pro dom. Be a smart person. Be a good girl or a good boy. Enjoy praise kink and get yourself a real dom. But yeah, you can do other things, other kinks, other forms of, even if, like, I was just talking to my photographer this morning who doesn't know anything about the kink or fetish world. It was just a regular photo shoot. And I was telling him about FetishCon. I said, yeah, you could go and just be a voyeur. There's a kink in that. Just watching and observing and learning, that doesn't hurt. But it's such a beautiful and unique distraction. And I can't get into all of that here and now because it'll be an entire kink episode because I can talk about this endlessly. But there's something really cathartic that happens when you're performing a kink or having a kink done to you, whatever that may be. Maybe it's body worship. Maybe it's massage. Maybe it's sensation play, which could be like ice on your body or heat on your body or being blindfolded, having like hands touch, like whatever. There's so many different things that it could be, and it doesn't have to be sexual. It could be something that you do with your friends. If you are dating, it could be something you do with a partner. If you're in a relationship, of course, it can be sexual. Of course, it can lead to sex, but it doesn't have to be. And so I really look forward to getting my my master's in counseling and therapy and doing like an entire dissertation on this. And I mean, I'm not telling you anything that hasn't already been done, but I just think there's so much therapy to be found in kink and in that lifestyle, and I'd love to just push it out there even more. It's gone mainstream somewhat, but there's still so much people don't know. And then, of course, another thing that works with burnout, hustle culture, having a social life. I know it's hard. I say this fully transparent, like I haven't seen Jose in like almost a month. I haven't seen my other friend in almost 2 months. There's friends I haven't seen in at all this year, and we are in August. Like, so shame on me because I should be taking my own advice. But having friendships, having a social life, trying to date if that's something you want to do or have the capacity to do, removing yourself from the things that burn you out. Now, my jobs are not actually what burns me out, it's the travel for the jobs. I get energy after I work, and thanks to my therapist, I realize that's how I know. I really enjoy it. It doesn't drain me, it gives me energy. So when I leave a photo shoot, when I leave a kink filming session, when I'm creating when I'm producing the content, not always when I'm editing. I can get kind of drained by editing and uploading. When I leave, especially when I leave a session, like with a session client, my energy is through the roof. Like none of this drains me. If anything, it feels like a shot of espresso. Like it adds to my life. It's the traveling that can take it out of me. People have no idea that I am actually very introverted. I love being home with my cat Moo, who is currently by my side. So constantly traveling. I travel like every other week. Like right now my schedule is basically a week to 10 days out, and then like 5 to 8 days home, and then a week to 10 days out. And when I take off, I'm good. I'm in the zone. I'm in the work zone. Getting myself out the door though is grueling because it's like veins are attached to my apartment and I don't want to leave it. I don't want to. And then once I'm out and I'm focused because I'm like, it's going to be exciting to shoot. It's going to be exciting to session. I love my job. But I've woken up, especially in the last month, I've woken up twice in like hotel rooms or places where people are hosting me and I've been like, where am I? What state am I in? What am I doing today? And that is such a jarring feeling at first. And then of course I snap back into it and I go, but I know that that's burnout. You know, me being dazed and confused about where the fuck I am is burnout. Me being dehydrated for days on end because I'm so busy shooting and I don't want to take time to go pee, that's wildly unhealthy and not helping with burnout. You have to really pay attention to your body. I'm taking vitamins, I take the protein, I do the things, but guys, if you're not listening to your body, I know I need to practice what I preach, but yikes, it's a problem. You're not eating big meals because you're busy working. If you're like me and you work for yourself or you work a very like rigorous job, you forget to eat. That's massive burnout right there, forgetting to eat. It's so wildly unhealthy. And we have to do better. We have to do better, y'all. So the big takeaway of this, what I want you to take from this episode is not just like, yeah, your burnout, hustle culture is killing you. There's different things you could try, sure. But you need to recalibrate. Like, you need to take a step back, look at your life. And my therapist has me do this, like things that you need to do, like work, make money, pay bills, things you want to do, write a play, kink, whatever. And then things that you can eliminate. Figure out what it is you can eliminate, reschedule, put off, shift, change things in your life so that you don't end up back here in the burnout with me and Jose, like kicking our asses through this podcast right now, recording solo episodes because we don't want to leave you all hanging, but we are struggling. And I absolutely do need a nap. I hate to cut this episode short, but I need time for myself. And you know what? Since I don't know how to end the episode without Jose, I'm going to take this little bit of a poem from Andrea Gibson, who passed away recently, and it broke my heart. What an amazing author. And she said something really true, because you have to put you first. You got to prioritize yourself. And I'm going to go off to nap. And what she wrote in You Better Be Lightning, it's called Spelling Bee Without Stinger. She said, I love myself is often spelled goodbye.
Thank you for watching. We put out new visual episodes every Friday right here on YouTube. And if you want to listen a week earlier, tune in every Tuesday on Spotify under 2 Most Wanted. And remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Or just watch one of our older videos. I suggest the one about kink, because why not? It's Friday. It's your weekend. Do you? Yes, do it. Do it now. Thank you.